when your husband is raping you, oh, isn't it nice? It's not a rape. It's not rape. It's so beautiful. And whenever there has been any talk of criminalizing marital rape, our very, very enlightened, very sanskari central government has said, no, you see, we have to preserve the sanctity of marriage. Because you see, there is nothing holier than a husband raping his wife. It's holy. And that's sanctity. So do you see that now, till at some point, I don't know, hoping before I die, if there is a law that criminalizes marital rape, only then will it become a crime. Till then it's not a crime. So therefore, the law makes the crime. The law makes the crime. So it's not as though the crime exists first and then the law is created to combat it. No, the law is created so that a new crime can be produced. Okay, I'm beginning to sound a little bit like Foucault here. But that is effectively what it is. This is the whole Foucaultian logic, right? Is that, power is not repressive, power is productive. Classic Foucaultian line. Power is not repressive, power is productive. So therefore, you are not creating law to combat a crime, you are creating a law to designate and to name a crime. So then the naming of the crime by the law declares it as a crime, before that it is not. So you see that the whole before-after chronology is being inverted. So what we thought of as before is actually the after. What is the cause is actually the effect. And this, my friends, is very, very post-structuralist, because this is what post-structuralism does. Post-structuralism, what it does is that it demolishes binary, but it also demolishes our understanding of chronology. কোনটা আগে আসবে কোনটা পরে আসবে সেটাও post-structuralism ঘেটে ঘ করে দেয়। আর কার সঙ্গে কার ঝগড়া সেটাও post-structuralism ঘেটে ঘ করে দেয়। So now it becomes very, very difficult for patriarchy to make sense of third wave feminism, post-structuralist feminism, because you see, patriarchy was very comfortable with the first wave and the second wave, because it was open confrontation. Manchina manbona rastaye nabji riot hobe. Right? So therefore that is very, and patriarchy found that to be very, very, what is the word that I'm looking for? Very comforting. Very comforting, because you see, you could look at a woman and you could say, okay, alert, hashtag assumption. You could look at a woman and you say, oh, acha, jeans pore, choto chul, feminist. Cigarette খায়, radical feminist. বিয়ে করেনি, ultra radical feminist. So therefore, সহজ ছিল, এই তো কি সুন্দর, ছোট চুল, সিগারেট খাচ্ছে, জিন্স পরে, ফেমিনিস্ট। আছে। And then you have the other kind of feminist. And then, thank God. And then you have the other kind of feminist who would be like, so this is my favorite story about post-structuralist feminist. And this is a real story. This actually happened. This is happening in, I'll also tell you exactly in which town this is happening. Give me a second. It's probably happening somewhere in Kachtrapara or sort of, yeah. Now here is this, so this is a para, a very conservative para, and there is this very young woman who is fond of dressing. Whenever there is a special occasion, she likes to dress up in a white sari with a red border, and she wears the shakha and the pola, and she wears the sindoor in the parting of her hair. And she's not married. So a lot of people have been very disturbed by this phenomenon. It's like, মানে কি রে, মানে তোর মানে বিয়ে মানে মানে হয়ে গেল কিন্তু আমরা জানতে পারলাম না। এই শোন এদিকে, কি মানে কপালে তো বিয়ে হয়ে গেছে তো চাই না। and this lady, she's like, না তো বিয়ে হয়নি। and তো but কি হচ্ছে, মানে কি মাথায় সিঁদুর শাঁখা পলা। and she says, এই শাড়ির সঙ্গে এই সাজটা মানায়। ও মানে তোর মানে বুঝতে পেরেছি মামনি, বুঝতে পেরেছি, মানে তোর মনেতে বিয়ে করার ইচ্ছে না। I am not at all interested in getting married, but I like that look. Patriarchy কি করবে? Post-structuralist feminism. You want another example of post-structuralist feminism? This is actually a dear friend. She's a dear friend. And she has a job at a university, very well paid, but পাড়া প্রতিবেশীর খুব চিন্তা যে বিয়ে কেন হচ্ছে না, because পাড়া প্রতিবেশী they love you. So one day, of the very many kind of people that I and all of us know and love, my favorite has to be the Parat Jethu. I just love the Parat Jethu. I love him. I love him. So therefore, Parat Jethu sort of calls her over one day. কি হয়েছে কাকু? না মানে তোর তো মানে তুই ইউনিভার্সিটি চাকরি করিস না? হ্যাঁ। ক বছর হলো রে? 10 বছর। এবার তো একটা বিয়ে থা। And she has a very soft voice, so if she speaks in a normal tone you'll need a hearing aid. So she says, না মানে কাকু কি বলবো বলুন, আমার তো বিয়ে হয়ে গেছে। And she says, এমা সে কি করে হলো বিয়ে? আমাকে জানতে পারলাম না, কার সঙ্গে বিয়ে হলো? কি? She says, বিষ্ণুর সঙ্গে বিয়ে হয়ে গেছে। কোন বিষ্ণু? কাঁদে ওই আমাদের পাড়া যাদের ওই সাইকেলের দোকানটা, ওই বিষ্ণু? And she says, না আমাদের বাড়ির যে গৃহদেবতা বিষ্ণু। পেট্রিয়ার্কি কি করবে? Because she is religious, patriarchy loves religion. Post-structuralist feminism. Post-structuralist feminism confuses patriarchy. You see, because if you keep your head down low and if you speak in a soft voice, patriarchy will be confused to think, oh, well, nice, obedient woman. And then you say, বিয়ে তো করবো না, বিয়ে তো বিষ্ণুর সঙ্গে হয়ে গেছে। So, so now we are venturing into the area which we are going to call queer. So therefore, what is queering? Queering is basically, this is queering. Queering is to confuse patriarchy. Queering is, so therefore, do you realize what is happening? When that young lady put vermilion in the parting of her hair, do you realize what she did? She turned vermilion into a floating signifier. She immediately detached it from marriage. She made it into a style. I can make it into a style. So therefore, I'm totally confident. You want me to be a tic-tac woman, though. So I'll be a tic-tac woman. Yeah. And you think that the epitome of womanhood is to have shiddur in the parting of your hair? So I'll put shiddur on the parting of my hair. But nowhere does it say that in order to do that I need to have a marriage certificate. মানে কি করবো তাহলে? মানে সিঁদুর যদি পড়তে হয় তাহলে কি am I going to wear the marriage certificate, laminated on my chest? সিঁদুর করে পড়েছেন, এই দেখুন দাদা আমার আইডি, বিয়ে সার্টিফিকেট। You don't do that, na? So therefore you can, do you see how annoying, how infuriating